ASMR reality. Today, we are bringing back the whiteboard, and I am going to be talking about Bitcoin. This may be boring for some of you, but for some of you, you might find it interesting, and I hope to be able to give you some information that you have never been exposed to before. So, I'm looking forward to that. Now, let me start by saying this is not financial advice. I am simply telling you what I do and what I believe in. Not everybody does. It is a volatile asset, but it is an asset. And historically, it has made more money than any other asset there is, more than the stock market, more than real estate, more than anything, more than gold. Since 2010, it is the all-time best performing asset. So there's that. That is irrefutable. So what I'm going to do is start by just kind of explaining what it is. So it is decentralized, and what that means is no one controls it. No one entity, no one nation, no one person. There is no CEO or no president. There's nothing. It is worldwide. It is a software system that has hundreds and thousands of miners that solve these unbelievably difficult equations. And when they solve the equations, they earn Bitcoin. The miners do. There is a network of Bitcoin. There are 21 million, and there will never be any more. So it is a capped supply, and this is the primary difference between Bitcoin and any other form of money. Like the dollar, for example. The dollar is considered a fiat currency. That means the government of the United States controls the supply of that money. If they want more, what do? They just type it in the computer and they make more. And this is what causes inflation. And so let me give you an example of inflation and negative inflation. So let's go to, I don't know that these numbers will be exact, but it'll be pretty darn close. Gas, 25 cents a gallon. $2010, $1.25 a gallon. Today, $3, depending on where. If you're in California, it's probably $5. Some other countries are probably even more expensive. Obviously, this is in dollars for all of my international people, sorry. But this gives you an idea. 1 gallon, 1 gallon, 1 gallon. It just keeps going up, right? Well, let's say, let's use this. Bitcoin in 2010, this is the year it started. Some guy bought a pizza. He bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. BTC is the symbol for Bitcoin. In 2010, that's what it cost. 10,000 Bitcoin to buy 2 pizzas. Today, I'd have to do the math. Let me do the math here for you. This will take me just a second, sorry. Bitcoin right now is around $43,000. And let's just say it costs $40 for 2 pizzas. It would take .0009 of a Bitcoin to buy 2 pizzas. It took 10,000 in 2010. It only takes a fraction. So as dollar prices go up, it costs more to buy something. With Bitcoin, it costs less of them every year to buy. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but it goes down. Yes, it does. It goes like this. It goes like this. And it's not actually that even. It's more so something like something like that, because every 4th year we go through a cycle, sometimes called a crypto winter. So I'm going to give you some stats here. In 2010, Bitcoin started its existence. 1 Bitcoin cost 0.03, but at the end of the year, it was worth 30 cents for 1 Bitcoin. That was an increase of 9,900%. So if you would have put $1 worth in there, you would have had $9,900. Basically, if you gave $1 at the end of 2010, if you put $1 in at the end of 2010, you would have had 10,000 bucks. Off of $1. So if you put 100 in, $100,000. I mean, that is unbelievable. That was the all-time best, 2011. Started the year at 30 cents. Ended the year at $4.72. For an increase of 1,473%. Amazing. 2012. It started at $4.72, ended at $13.51. An increase of 186%. 2013. Bitcoin started at $13.51 and ended the year at $758, an increase of 5,500%. Yeah, those early birds made some massive money. Now, again, they had to experience the dips along the way. It wasn't straight up. It went down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but it obviously skyrocketed. 2014 started at $758. It went down to $320, down 58%. This was the first halving cycle. So 2015, $320. It went up to $430, an increase of 35%. Now, to put in perspective, this was the lowest year it had performed besides the loss. So 35%, like the stock market was up like 20% this year. So it still would have beat the stock market that year. 2016, $430 to start, $968 for an increase of 125%. So again, over doubling your money. If you put $5,000 in, you probably had $12,000. So 12.5. So fascinating. Okay, let's keep going. 2017. This was the year that I got in. $968. Went to $13,860. It hit $20,000 that year, but fell back down to 1386, 13860, an increase of 1331%. 2018, 13860, and this was up, 3 up and 1 down. So we went down to 3689, down 73%. Now, keep in mind, all along throughout the year, it's up and down, but this is January 1st, and where it ended up December 31st, 2019, 3689 to 7184. This was 95% increase. 2020, 7184. It went to 28775, an increase of 301%. 2021, 28775. It went up to 47902 for a 66% increase. Now, what do you think's going to happen, right? 3 up, 1 down, 3 up, 1 down, 3 up, 1 down. This doesn't really count because it wasn't a full year. This started the halving cycle. 3 up, 1 down, 3 up, 1 down, 3 up. What do you think happens in 2021? Or 2022? 47,902 to 16,531, negative 65%. So you're starting to see the trend. I wish I could draw these here. Let's do this. This is a perfect cycle. Again, this was not a full year. The halving started this year, so 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 down. Perfect math now. So we're at 2023. Now the chart that I have, 2023, let me set this back down. 2023, we started at 16,531. This chart that I show doesn't have the actual end date. I forgot because this graph was made before 2023 ended, so let me find out. Let's find out where did Bitcoin end at the end of in 2023. If it's not easy and quick, I'll just use what I have. Let's see. Let's see. It's not real clear. I don't have it in front, but this graph was made before the year ended. I think it ended around 50,000. But this chart that I have ended somewhere around August, but I think it ended up at 50,000. It was 129%. That was when it went up, but that was only YTD. That was only like to the end of August. It definitely was either in the 40s or actually it never hit 50. It was in the 40s, somewhere like 40, maybe 44, 45 today. Right now, actually, let's look it up. Let's look it up right now, see where it's at. Currently, it's at 42,604. 42,604. Right now, it's going like 41 to 44, 45, back down to 41. It's doing this right now. lot of things in the news right now that stand to reason that it's going to go up. Now, real quickly, I'm going to show you my account. That green shows I've made almost $175,000. So I've got about a little less than $200,000 invested, but I've almost doubled my money over time. I go to my assets. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Solana. I have 5.02 Bitcoin, 48 Chainlink, or 48 Ethereum, 884 Chainlinks, and 135 Solana. Now, I don't show you that to brag. I show you that to tell you that I put my money where my training's at. I believe in it enough to risk a whole lot of money. Now, it could go away. So, I don't ever recommend somebody put all their money in it unless if you have nothing else going for you, if you have to go balls to the wall, if you have to go for broke, if it's a get rich or die trying attitude. This is what I would do. If I just had one shot to make it in the world, this is what I would do. So, the point is, in 2022, the market was down. Last year, the market was up at least it was up probably 140%. This year so it's 3 up and 1 down. The next 2 years, if history repeats itself, and it should, it's gonna go. Now, there is another graph I want to show you. See if I can draw this out. This is 0, 100, 1,000, 10,000, or 1,000, yeah, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, and 1,000,000. And the way that this cycle works is this. It how do I draw this? If you look at the cycle of Bitcoin, it is exactly what it's doing. And actually, so I went a little too far. Actually, this is not here yet. This. Actually, where are we at? We're right here. I need to be, let me see here, sorry. I don't have this picture to go by, but it's, we're about, this is going up here. So, oh, I went the wrong way. I went the right way. So this, we're about, this should come down. That's right. So this, I am going the wrong way. I should have went this way. this is the way. No, it's not the way I should have went. This thing's got me all confused. Yeah, I should have went this way because I'm supposed to be going up and coming down to the 50. So this, we're right here. And this thing in the next 2 years is, I mean, if history repeats itself, it's definitely going to hit 100,000. There, by 2030, I mean, I want you to look up this company called MicroStrategies. This company has bought over 100,000 Bitcoin, and they keep buying Bitcoin. And the guy's name is Michael Saylor. He is a true believer. But the best website to learn, and I would recommend, don't take my word for it. Don't take my advice. I'm just helping you see what Bitcoin has done. It's whatismoney.com. So what is money? You don't put the question mark in there, but whatismoney.com. That website walks you through start to finish what it is, how it works, how the monetary system works. It is just a fascinating, there's tons of interviews on there, but it will educate you as to how the normal monetary system is rigged against all of us. It is so hard to get ahead. And if you're struggling, you understand this. It is not designed for everyone to win. Default is built into this system. It is scary, it is dangerous, and it is difficult. And that is why whenever you hear, oh, Bitcoin is bad, but who do you think is saying that? It's the banks, it's the government. They don't want it because it takes their power away. If we get in this, they know what happens. And that's why Bitcoin goes down, because everybody knows about the crypto winter, the halving cycles. They pull their money out, take it out once it's grown, then we put it back in when the crypto winter is over. Now, there's talk that this may not be the case now because there's like Bitcoin ETFs. It's been such a monster of, it's experienced such amazing growth that now they realize they can't stop it. So they want in, the banks want in on it, and now BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, all the big institutions are getting in with ETFs. So they are going to get in. So this may do away with that down year, but I believe it will work. I made a video similar to this talking about my portfolio about 4 or 5 months ago, and Bitcoin was about like 33,000 at the time. So if anybody would have taken my advice, if they'd have put 33,000 in today, they would have had 42 instead of 33. There's nothing in a couple of months that would have done that for you. So, but you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. It's like there's $10,000, but you don't have to buy the whole 10,000. You can buy a nickel's worth of something, right? So, the same with Bitcoin. You can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. You can start small. You can buy $50 worth of Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole one. It's called a Satoshi. So a fraction of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. So you can buy as many Satoshis as you want. Coinbase.com is the safest place to buy Bitcoin. I believe that's where I buy my Bitcoin. That's the website you saw there. I think it's the safest, most secure way to buy it. There's other ways to buy it and actually hold it in a crypto wallet like a flash drive, and you could keep it on there. That's called taking it into cold storage. I keep mine on the exchange because I can change it, and so like I mentioned, like you saw how much money I've made. Well, if I wouldn't have messed with it, early on, I got scared and bought and sold, and I would get scared when this thing would go up and down. It is very volatile, so it's very nerve-wracking if you're not comfortable with it when you're first going to get in it. You're going to buy it one day and it's going to be $43,000. The next day it's going to be $41,500, and you're going to be like, what did I do? I just lost money, right? Hold tight and watch what happens. A month, 2 months, 3 months, it's going to be 50 grand. Then it'll be 65 grand, and then it'll be 72 grand. And once you're at your cushion where you're actually solid in it, it becomes much more comfortable to hold. Now, when you watch it take big falls, like sometimes it could fall 10% in a day. I mean, there's people buying 5,000 Bitcoin at a time. I mean, just, major, they call them whales. So it is something that you need to be careful with, but I do believe it is because for those of us that were not born with money, I believe it's our best chance at beating the system. Now, for me, I had kind of already beat the system. I was in the process in 2017. I wasn't all the way there, but I was a pretty far along the way. So I was a little nervous about spending the money that I had already worked so damn hard for. So I committed to only having 10% of my money in there. So I spent about 10% of my savings and invested into Bitcoin. Well, fast forward today, you can see, I mean, I've been as high as 400,000. Like, it did reach like 49,000 when it got to 49,000. And when Bitcoin goes up, there's tons of cryptocurrencies, and I obviously have more than Bitcoin. But as Bitcoin rises, there's a saying that says, a rising tide lifts all boats. It's the same thing with crypto. When Bitcoin goes up, it lifts all the other cryptos up as well. So they go up. And I've been as 403 was as high as I got. I don't have $4 million. So it's more than 10% of my earnings now. No more than 10% of my savings now. And it's not because I've put more than 10% in. It's because that's how it grows. It's growing faster than all of my other investments. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you tonight. I hope it's been educational for you. Again, I did not want to, I'm not being boastful. The only reason I showed you why I have what I have is because I want you to know I wouldn't tell you anything that I'm not personally invested in. I believe in it. Now, we may be sitting here in a year from now and I will make a new one and say, hey everybody, remember when I showed you I had 363,000? It's now 10 grand. I don't know. That's the risk I'm willing to take, because I believe it can be life-changing. I believe, and it won't be life-changing for me, but it will allow me to do life-changing things, because whatever this does, there'll be a day in the not-too-distant future, probably when I'm 65 or something, and I'll be 52 this year. But when I'm 65, that's 13 years from now, I'm not going to really want to keep trying to build and build and build. At that point, I'm going to take money and I'm going to do something for animals. I'm going to build a sanctuary or something that allows me to take in animals and take care of them. Something that I can spend the next 20 years from 65 to 85 kind of living my life out, doing something to help the world. So that's what I want to do with my crypto. That's my goal, and so that's why I have belief in it. And history is such a good marker for what happens. 3 years up, 1 year down, 3 years up, and it's not like 3 years barely up. It's 3 years of monster growth. So if you can do it, I recommend it. It's the best investment you can make currently. Now, that's my opinion. This is not financial advice. This is just telling you what I'm doing. So please know that this isn't advice. This is just my personal opinion. That's all I'm telling. So thank thank you all for watching. I will see you on the next one.